Alright, so for the past 2 days, I have been at BOA. And if you don't know what that is Bands of America. It's a really big competition that a lot of bands come and compete at. Our band, we don't really compete. We more go to just perform and have fun for the trip. So it's in Indiana in the Lucas Oil Stadium. You can go online, look it up. Really cool. Cool place. A couple days ago, we had, planned this out and everything as a band. And the plan was we were to have a normal day. We were to go by tour bus from Ohio to there, which is like a 6-hour drive if I'm right. And then we sleep at a hotel, morning wake up, perform, go home, 6-hour drive, one and done, 2 days. So, and that's what happened. It went fine, but it's just there's some funny things in between I think I'd like to say and talk about. So we have a normal day at school. We get to the area that we need to get to and everything, and we're in the auditorium and we're just all waiting for the tour bus to pull up, and people's parents are coming to the school to drop off like snacks for the bus, drinks, stuff like that, money, like I needed money and stuff. So what we had done is we had set everything up to where we'd get all of our stuff and we get on the bus and get ready. I'm not even joking, within 20 minutes of us sitting in like the auditorium area eating our snacks, somebody had like a big family-sized bag of Swedish fish. We were all obviously sharing candy because as a band we're really like united and friendly, so we'll share things. I'm not even joking. Someone had a big bag of Swedish fish, and instead of ripping it like normal, she decided to, and they exploded everywhere. And when I say 600 to 700 Swedish fish, I mean it. Like, wow. So you can't waste that. I mean, that's a $10 bag of Swedish fish, and I really like Swedish fish. So here is 10 people all getting up. We all go to the bathroom. We all wash our hands, and we all start picking them up and throwing them in a big Ziploc bag. It took us 20 minutes to clean it up. I mean, it was crazy. So that was the first incident, number one. And the whole time our band directors are stressed because, well, they're taking 80 kids out of the state, and it's really hard to keep kids, like, to listen and everything. So that just made them mad. And then we were all playing cards and everything, having fun. I brought a Nintendo Switch. I didn't really play it because I don't like to play video games really, but like I still brought it, so I let people play that and everything. And we were all just messing around. And finally the tour buses pull up, and I think we were leaving around 3:30, and everything's fine. And again, only like an hour into this, something else dumb happens. Kid had a monster, cracks it, explodes everywhere. All over the side of the bus and everything. Now, it's not a big deal because we were outside, but still, it's just like, wow, okay. So he didn't get yelled at, that was just an accident. But finally, we all load up, and oh my God, the bus ride was wild. So we had two charter buses. If you don't know what charter buses are, they're like these big, fancy, buses. They're carpeted, they have a bathroom. It's what you take on a long distance trip. So we had two, bus one, bus two, and I was on bus one with all my friends and everything. You get to pick who you room with at a hotel and who you get to, sit with as long as they're okay with it, the band directors and stuff. So we're all sitting there and we're, just relaxing for a little while. We're all like hyped too, so we're kind of like just talking, chattering. And obviously after you get bored for so long, you're just sitting there and you just want to mess around. So, we switch from playing my Nintendo Switch to listening to music to sleeping. Then we are goofing around. And then the funny thing is the whole time, the band directors at the front of the bus weren't paying attention. So people were just getting up, freely going to the bathroom, getting up, dancing. And there was a point when we had a speaker set up on the roof, like my speaker, and we were just listening to music the whole time. I mean, they didn't really care. They said to not do stuff like that, but like they didn't enforce it, so we just kind of had fun with it. So it just ended out in a fun bus trip there. We all get to the hotel. We had pizza that night and everything. At 6-hour drive, it was kind of late, so we were just relaxing, and finally we get there and we chill, and it was crazy. So it started out with, we ate pizza, we all laid down, lights out was like 11, but no one does that because, well, what are you gonna do? Come into each room and like turn out the lights and yell at us? No, it's not gonna work like that. So what we did is we all get to our rooms and we finally chill. 30 minutes before lights out, there were videos of people like getting sent around of them just vaping and like smoking weed and stuff in their hotel rooms, and they're like, think they can stop me. And it's like, just really, dude, it was so dumb, but it was funny. And then they got in trouble because the band directors finally found out and everything. So we had finally, you know, fallen asleep after a couple hours. The hotel room was crazy. It was me and 3 other guys, so that was just a fun thing. But we just ate candy and played video games and watched TV and stuff and goofed around. So we finally wake up the next day, 7 a.m. We all get our showers. We eat the hotel breakfast and everything. We get going. We went to BOA, and this was the highlight of the trip, obviously. So when we get to BOA, we perform. Best show that we've done. Best, like, rep we have ever done. After that, we have to watch a couple bands, like it's required for a grade. And then you can go shopping. So I got a hat, you know, really comfy, like beanie. That's all I really wanted. There was, like, food, you know, in between all this, we got food. And the big part of this whole trip was once we finally, like, were sat down and paying attention, like, past the bands that we had to watch, which were just, like, regular high school bands, like, nothing crazy. Once we got our, you know, clothes and everything we wanted and food, and we sat down, and it came to, like, the big bands, like, the bands that were actually competing there, because, again, we weren't competing. We were going for fun. These bands wanted to compete because they were good enough and had enough money to. Some of these bands were just amazing. It was amazing to me to see what some of these people were capable of. But it was just amazing. There were bands that were playing music that I don't think I could ever play in my whole entire life. There were bands marching shows that I would have never thought of or dreamed of. There were bands about Mesopotamia and Egypt and movies and prisons and just musical artists in general. There were bands where there was a whole drum line that was basically the whole band, but then in the middle there were just some trombones and trumpets that had played everything with, like, a flute. There were beautiful solos, oboes, like marching bells, just everything you could think of. It was amazing. It was amazing. It truly was. And honestly, if you were thinking about going to Bands of America, even if you're not a marching band, I would say go. If you can afford it, just go. It's not like an expensive trip to get in or anything. Just go. Because some of the music that you will see, some of the things that you will witness are just so amazing, it's not even funny. But after all that, we automatically loaded up, drove home. We stopped at a fast food place to eat. That was a mistake because someone bought 4 milkshakes and dumped them all over the ground. They drunk half of one. Pretty crazy. And yeah, so we got home late that night, around 10 o'clock. Good trip. And yeah, that's really everything I wanted to say about BOA. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I would highly suggest doing this stuff, so bye.